I felt excluded. I felt powerless. I felt unheard. I felt scolded. I felt judged. I felt blame. I felt disrespected. I felt a lack of affection. I felt I couldn't speak up. I felt lonely. I felt ignored. I felt I couldn't be honest. I felt like I was the bad guy. I felt forgotten. I felt unsafe. I felt unloved. I felt like it was unfair. I felt frustrated. I felt disconnected. I felt trapped. I felt lack of passion. I felt uncared for. I felt manipulated. I felt controlled. What triggered me?
Welcome, guys. Namaste. Welcome to episode 4 of Learning in Silence with
Silence
your
with your
girls, Juju
Juju
and
and Betty.
Mandee. What's
Hey,
going
man.
on, everybody? And that beautiful piece was written by none other than your girl right here, Juju Divine Empress. Woo, Juju, that was so good. Can I just ask one question before we start anything? Where did that come from?
Uh, to be honest, whew, uh, I guess my higher self needed me to know this now with where I'm going in this healing journey. Um, it was when I was in my deepest depression. I was in, the pandemic. I had the kids working in school, and I was just writing. Just along them, I was studying in my certain way, and I just came up with this information. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. It just came out.
It's so beautiful though, and I hope that everybody who is watching the playback and who have heard it right now that it touched you because it plays a lot into what we'll be talking today, our subject
Yes.
for today, relationships and their triggers. And that's very big nowadays. And especially with everybody, wanting to heal and moving forward, this is part of that healing journey for them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And we're gonna get into deep, into deep. Now let's before we get into deep, let's say hi to the audience. Let's check out who's with us.
Ooh, let's
Let's
go, let's
say
go.
hi. Let's say
Hold on.
hi. Let's say hi.
Who
My
we have
computer's a little
here?
slow. You know the first one up there. You know
It's
the first one.
that new beauty. Hi, Brittany.
Brit, Brit, what's
Woo.
up, Brit? I miss
Namaste,
you, Brit. I
love.
miss you. I miss you. I
Oh, we
miss you
got
so
you
much.
saying hi. Oh, yep. Please, guys, remember to like, share, subscribe, share with a friend, share with your family, all that
Hey, Jason.
goodness.
Ooh, we got Jason in the house.
Hey, Jason. Namaste. Welcome to Learning in
Hey.
Silence.
Yes.
Oh, we
Welcome,
also
welcome.
got Raquel. What's up,
Ooh,
Rocky?
Raquel, what's up?
Namaste.
Ooh, Deja. What's up,
Hey,
Deja?
Deja.
I
Ooh,
miss
I feel your
you.
energy already, girl. I love you. Big hearts to everybody out there. Thank you so much, guys, for coming in today and hanging out with us. So,
Okay, so before we take a quick break, I would like to ask the audience and yourself, Mandy,
ooh, okay.
if we
Let me get my
y'all
tea.
could please share the most powerful relationship that has provided positive or negative triggers. If y'all could share with us.
Ooh, okay. You want me to answer
Please
now?
share the most powerful relationship. I'm sorry, I was trying to repeat it. Please share the most powerful relationship that has provided positive and negative triggers.
Amen. I would love to hear some of those stories if you guys are willing to share. Thank you, Juju, for even sharing with us some of yours. And hmm, let's see that question one more time. That was a good question. That was a really good
We'll
question.
see it when we come back right after this.
Oh, dang. We got to wait.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing. Healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back, beautiful souls. Welcome back to
Namaste.
Learning in Silence with Juju and
Juju and
Mandy.
Mandee.
Juju
Yes,
and
we
Mandy.
came
We
with
should
the
make that
energy
into a
today,
song. Juju and
right?
Mandy. Juju and Mandy. Juju and Mandy.
You could get a little rap or something going on there, right?
Yeah.
Throw it in the intro, maybe the outro. Who knows?
Okay. Let's get serious.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to the question, right? You
Hmm.
say you want it. Please
I'm here.
share with us your most powerful relationship that has provided positive and negative triggers. And while you think about that, I'm gonna go to the comments and check out our audience to see if they have answered.
Okay, no problem. So
So go ahead, think about it,
I'm
baby.
already triggered. I'm about to look
Ooh,
in my book and choose one. Hold on, let me stop.
my God,
But
my God.
honestly, I didn't even know what a trigger was. Not gonna even lie to anybody here. I didn't know what a trigger was till about a couple months ago. Um, when I kept having just these, you know, e- episodes of like, either just mouthing off or anger or just pure sadness or like it was like an up and down thing. I knew it was more than just, sadness. It was more than just something that someone did to me. It was just everyday things, little things that were just, setting me off or setting somebody else off, or somebody doing and me watching somebody get triggered and not even knowing how to help them. And I could say I'll give both. I'll give one example of both. So I'll start with positive. Always start with positive. My most positive one would be the relationship with myself. And I
Ooh,
say that, and I don't, it may sound cliche to other people, but I really do mean that, like with my soul, because that's the most important relationship that I'm fixing right now. It is so hard to get back to not being me, but being a me that I am happy with. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody around me loves me and they'll do anything for me, but certain little things that people do, they trigger us. You know what I mean? And in a positive way, I can say I use myself as an example sometimes to teach myself how to deal with other people, to look for those signs, to know that other people have these triggers of sight, sound, smell. You know what I mean?
yes.
And so that's a positive one that I'm working on, and I thank God for that one. It's getting me through a lot. um, it's actually helping me with dealing with the negative. Actually, a negative one. Hmm, I can't choose just one,
Okay.
but they all have the same trigger effect, I want to say. Like, they all trigger me the same way almost, to where it's like a certain look, or I've developed like sounds. I hear certain sounds, and either I get scared or I get mad, or I don't know what to do, or if I don't hear a certain sound from someone or certain like words for somebody, that's a trigger for me that something's wrong. What like I did something wrong, they did something wrong. Like it becomes so much bigger,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah. I,
And
I get it.
that has trickled down from a childhood relationship and also an adulthood relationship. That was, I stood in both relationships for a long period of time, you know, because I didn't have that relationship with myself. I didn't know that you could or you should have a relationship with yourself. I wasn't taught that, you know? And from going through those things, good or bad, I always was pushed to think about the bad. And I had to think about that and worry about that and how am I going to fix that? And everything became the go, 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 go. And if anything tried to interrupt me, I was getting upset.
Yeah. Everything triggered. Everything was a trigger. Everything was
Even a
frustrating.
compliment, what do you want?
I don't
Because,
want nothing. Leave me alone.
right, those are triggers because our brain starts developing and being comfortable with being in these situations that we don't either know there's anything else or we don't have the tools to move on.
Yeah, we all, yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so just for those who doesn't know what a trigger is,
Mm-hmm.
I would like
Yeah,
to give the definition that I have found.
got
Is triggers are a psychological stimulus that prompts recalls of previous experience. It's something that remains with us a long time. It's something that, it's just it stays with us, and which prompts to become, which is
right.
called the trigger. So I just wanted, to tell people that. And to know that in order for somebody to have triggers, that means that somebody went through trauma. Trauma always come Triggers always come, right after trauma. It's hand in hand. Like it's
Right.
something that I have come to know that it's something that you can avoid. It's something that you don't know when it comes. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know when it's happening until way after the fact. And you don't
Right.
even know your reaction as well. You can't expect to know, oh, if this happens, I'm going to react like that, because you're not expecting to get triggered by it. It's not like I'm looking out for a trigger. It just
Right.
happened. So,
Right. Let's see
but
these comments real quick, Juju. I see them going off, honey. Like, ooh, I'm loving it. I feel the energy. Hold on, let me just. All right, let's go.
okay, okay, go ahead, do your thing, girl, do your thing.
Okay, Miss Brittany said my most powerful relationship is with God. I like that.
Oh, I like that one. Oh,
That for me would be my second.
and Miss Deja, Miss
hmm
Deja.
Hold on, I'm getting there. Oh wait, but Deja said the positive relationship is with my mom, or is it just
Relationship with
my
your
relationship with my mom? Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Maybe I should put them
Okay,
on.
so that would be a good question. Was that a relationship, negative or positive? I get triggered sometimes when I hear certain phrases. Yes, that is true.
Mm,
Yes,
yeah,
that happens a lot. That does
just
happen
like
a
when I
lot.
used to hear the B word, girlfriend,
Ooh.
family. When I used to hear the B word, I understand it's a word. But when you grow up hearing that word and people using that word to you, not like how me and you would be like, you know, like it was used as a way to degrade me as a
Mm.
child. And then, further up
So definitely
sometimes.
becomes a negative trigger.
Yeah. And it becomes okay sometimes. Like because it became to a point where it was just like I can't fight everybody. You know what I mean? I can't argue with everybody, and I don't want to. I went through phases. You know what I mean? So, yes, phases, phrases can be a very big trigger. Um, Miss
I
Brittany
even
said,
get triggered when I hear a certain song, just a certain song in Spanish.
mm,
I can't pinpoint the name of it, the song, because I'm really bad at names. But it's a Spanish song. It's a bachata, and the minute that I hear it, it triggers me and it brings me right back to when I was in DR with my mom, and the way that she will whoop our ass just for the fact that we came from school and we would just go with the shoes inside the house and stuff like that. Things like that. Just
Damn.
listening to that song is kind of like, oh snap, I'm back at it. I'm about to get my ass whooping.
Right.
That's automatically, that's where it takes me. So so I try to like avoid that song. If I hear it, I just skip it, type of thing. So
Right. And that's why we have to be careful what we say, what we listen to, what we're doing. We have to be very mindful.
yes, yes,
Miss
that is true.
Brittany said, I get triggered by certain body languages. Ooh, that's a good one. Certain sayings and certain actions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can definitely say body language for me is one of the big ones. The
I
way you, yeah, your eyes, how you're looking at me, your hands, the way you're standing or sitting, the way you're talking to sometimes with your mouth. Like I guess just being an intuitive empath, like
I
it
was
like
just gonna
comes
say, as an empath, you feel other people's feelings as well.
and you could resonate. Like it just becomes once you be once you're awake, it's just like 10 times more because now I don't know about anybody else, might sound a little crazy, but I could sometimes feel your thought. Like I
Yeah,
literally can see it run through your mind. And I'm just like, really? And then I forget that people don't know I can do that. And I get upset. And I'm just like, really? You really? And I'll just walk away or do something. And that triggers them because they're like, what did I do?
okay, so D just said my entire childhood. Hold on, let me see. My entire childhood is a giant trigger. Wow, I could
Mm.
resonate with that. I could totally resonate with that. That is something to talk about.
Look, she also said, my relationship with my mom during my upbringing was negative, but I also found some positive aspects.
Oh,
And
that's a good way.
that is one of the ways that we will be talking about in a few minutes that we heal and we start turning those negatives into positives. And I also talk to everyone that knows me. They know that I talk about this vault that I have. And I talk about it because it's a place where I put my emotions and my feelings. Everybody has a compartment. You know what I mean? Even if you do something bad, you got a compartment too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it's just so I can, how can you say, I can organize my emotions so that I know how to deal with them one at a time and not all at once. Because when I deal with everything all at once, you've seen plenty of times I get very, I get so upset because it feels like I'm losing control. So everything becomes a trigger. So
And
not
that's and
having control
that's
too is
that's
is a
where
trigger.
the trigger of I feel frustrated, because that's what it is. You feel frustrated when it's too much to handle, and you can't, you're losing control. You get frustrated, and you.
Right. Correct.
So I feel you, Jason. I had a toxic relationship twice. She want to be with me now. She's trying to go out with someone else rather than me.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
doing
that sounds
relations.
toxic.
Listen, my little piece of 2 cents, and you could throw them in the garbage. A person will prove to you who they are, and I believe we've even spoke about this, Juju, about a bunch of times. When a person love you, they love you
Ooh, yes.
because when they love you, let me tell you something. I never knew what love was. I never even, besides my children, that's the only love that I knew. Then I learned the love for myself. And when I learned the love for myself, I attracted my partner. You know what I mean? And it wasn't that I attracted him as new, I attracted him back
Oh.
because that was one of the relationships where when I was toxic and had toxic traits, that was one of the very good people that I pushed away that I shouldn't have, that I should have kept. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And if they come back, you know what I mean? And even if they were toxic or they were not, people work on themselves. In that situation, I was the toxic one. You know what I mean? And
And
that
that's good
person
that you
had
recognize it and have awareness of
and
that.
still loved, still saw love. Even with them pennies and copper all over me, still saw like the sun and the moon and the stars. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
even with it, that I saw that, then I started seeing it in my friends, the
Okay.
better friends I was choosing, the family I'm creating, the people around me. They're wanting to heal now. You know what I mean? And that is so beautiful. Whereas before, they would have just stood stagnant. So when you welcome somebody back, just be mindful of their energy and their intentions for you and your intentions for yourself.
I also want to, because the topic is relationship and triggers. So,
Mhm.
we've been talking about triggers, and I want to be able to like add the fact that just in case people don't know how many relationships out there, there's so many types of relationships
Oh,
out there
yeah.
that
One.
we can't even be like, this is a relationship. Okay, we consider this a, yeah, that's a relationship. So I have this. These are things that I consider. Just doesn't mean that it's that set in stone, or it's just something that is written out there. It's just something that I think, my
Intuition.
opinion.
That's cool.
So there are many relationships out there that has brought us joy, as well as those that have brought us pain. And these are the following relationships that I feel: family or relatives,
Hmm.
friendships, acquaintances, sexual relationships, work or professional,
Hmm.
teacher student
Hmm.
relationship,
Hmm.
community or group relationship, or
Yeah.
place based, which means, example, like a neighbors. You're being put in that house, you're renting that place, so that's automatically becomes your a relationship, because they're your neighbors. There's nothing you could do about it. Roommates, your roommates, you decide to live with somebody, so this person be you have to have a relationship with them, you like it or not, even if it's toxic or if it's good or positive or negative, because it's somebody that you live with and you're becoming roommate. And the last one that I have is landlord and tenant. It's something that you cannot avoid. You have to have a relationship with them because you're renting a place from them. But again, either negative or positive, you still have to have a relationship with. So those are the relationships that I feel that are out there. They may be many more. If there's any relationships out there that you, Mandy, or the audience as well know, send them to me so I can add them to my list. I will appreciate that. Thank you.
Listen, we're always growing, we're always learning, we're always, you know, it's okay to add to our list. Good, bad, as long as we're aware. And oh my goodness, look, I just had to put this up because it's too funny. Do we have time for all my triggers? LOL. One that gets me is someone's tone. Yes,
Raquel, you hit it right. That's a good one. Ooh, yes, that's a good
yes. And
like that. I'm
Raquel
gonna
is
steal that, Raquel. I'm sorry.
she gonna go right there now.
I'm being honest. Tone. I like that. Thank you. Thank you.
But yes, somebody's tone because how you approach somebody, is the response you're gonna get.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And and you don't want somebody to approach you like that. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm not perfect. I know none of us are here. And you know what? You could say God looks at you in a perfect way. He really doesn't. He looks at you for you. You know what I mean? So when you come with love, you know, you come with a different perspective than that tone. You come with, how can I say it? Empathy.
Yeah.
You come with empathy, especially when somebody did something to hurt you. You know what I mean? Or did something unintentionally because we do things and we don't know that we're hurting people. You know what I mean? And yes, hurt people, but healed people hurt people too because we're healing. We're not healed. We're getting there. You know what I mean? So a simple conversation, and I've learned this from just working with you, Juju, like a simple, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. That probably triggered you what I was doing, and I wasn't thinking of that. You know what I mean? And that's okay. And that's how you move past things. That's how you learn to move past things. But now you have to be okay with the word trigger
Oh, yes. Yes.
because
Now,
that could be a trigger.
that's definitely, definitely. Now, I have another definition of trigger, but I will come back with that after this short break. Um, we'll be right back after this commercial.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing. Healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com. Thanks for watching the Breakthrough Show Network. Today, we'd like to support our friend over at Nail Beauty by
What's going on, guys? I was over there singing along with the beat. I'm
Welcome
so
back to
fucking
Learning in Silence with Juju and Mandee. Oh my.
we be having so much fun behind the scenes.
Don't forget to join us on Discord so you could chat with us and the other hosts of the
Yes,
Breakthrough Show
please.
Network.
Feel free to catch up with us and go head over to our social medias as well, guys. Make sure you follow us on YouTube and on the IG and as well as TikTok. And don't forget to spread the love, guys. And I always, and my friend Juju always spread love back. Also, guys, I want to remind you guys if you or anyone you know needs somebody to talk to, we do have resources to help you. We also will help you ourselves. If you want to just talk, you need an ear, please email us or you could just simply DM us in one of our social medias and we'll be happy to touch base with you, okay?
Yes, thank you for adding that. Thank you, Mandy, for adding that.
I want to add one
Okay,
more thing
sure. Go ahead.
because this I feel like there are different ways you can say things with getting your point across. And I learned this the hard way.
Hmm.
It it was almost like I was doing it to a default and I
Okay.
was triggering people and it was triggering the way people were responding to me. And I couldn't see why I wasn't I don't want to say getting what I want, but more like that like childlike thought process like, well, if I do this, I'll get this. And if I do that, that will happen. So I thought like if I just say it like it is and just and if you don't like it, I'm just real and da 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 da. What message did I give? that triggered somebody to not want to even listen to me.
Mm.
That even arguing, that will trigger somebody to not even want to listen to you. You know what I mean? The tone you come up with, how you approach somebody, the way you look at them. Let's be very mindful and put love back into our life. You know,
Okay.
we need
Okay.
to
Well,
go ahead with the
what
thing.
I just wanted to add before we went to commercial, I had said that I have another definition of trigger. Now, I want to also just, let people know that trigger can also be called trauma stimulus, trauma stressor, or trauma reminder.
Interesting. Interesting. How would hmm, how does that make you feel? Like any of that? Like even a childhood child. Like I'm getting tongue tied, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, the way I see it is, it is it's kind of like anxiety, PTSD stuck together with triggers all around. That's the way I see it.
So
It's
you
just
would
stuck.
say that, do you get the trigger first or do you get the PTSD first?
Ooh, huh. I've never thought of it
Hmm.
to find out which one came first. I just feel like
Does
it just
anybody in the
happens.
comments know? Let us know.
Yeah,
I would
like
like to
if
know.
y'all know, please let us know. But I feel like it just, I don't think it has a time frame of which comes first. It just happens when it happens, whichever happens first, I guess.
How about, can you heal a trigger or can you heal from a trigger?
Hmm.
What do you
That's funny though, because I just had that same question in my head.
Two great minds think alike, sweetheart.
I was gonna ask you to see if you knew the answer. I don't know. Do you know?
Well,
I don't know if you could heal a
I like
trigger.
solutions. I won't say conclusions. I love solutions. You know what I
There
mean?
you go. We can find
So,
solutions to heal it.
right. So I don't believe you will ever move on from it because when you move into the mental part of it, you know what I mean? And you were talking about the memory and all of that things, you remember it all. You know what I mean? And I was listening to um I forgot what his name is, but he's a speaker, very famous on YouTube. And he was saying that the most important key to life that no one really wants to accept is that life is gonna just happen. And who are you to try to fight against it? You are a speck in this huge universe. You know what I mean? And your trigger is not who you are. Your trigger is what happened to you. Okay? No, you may not heal from it and it's stuck in the mental part of it, but you can learn to coexist. You can learn to turn it into a positive. Remember the vault I was talking about earlier? When you start to go in there and take out those negative papers, push back those papers and pull out those positives. Go get you some positive cards. Train your mind to think a different way. Maybe that person didn't approach you that way. Maybe that's just how you took it. Maybe that person wasn't trying to touch you like that. You know what I mean? Because I get that too, where sometimes I'll jump so I don't, and it's been years. It's been, I want to say, a while now. And, that person is in no way, shape, or form could harm me anymore. That person cannot do what they did verbally, mentally, or physically. I have to remind myself I am okay. I matter. I matter to people. And what I'm going through is a product of what I've been through. Sometimes it's intense. Sometimes I cry, but the trigger is always there. But I choose to be happy. I choose to move forward. I choose to show other people how to heal from things because I didn't know that you could. I didn't know. I thought that was my life. I thought I was going to get stuck there. I thought that, I was just going to be this girl from Brooklyn with all these kids because that's what was being fed to me all the time. That was my trigger. People talking about my kids, people talking about me, not no more. Because you can't talk about my babies and you can't talk about me no more and you can't hurt me no more because I got me. My Lord got me. My triggers, they're right there, but you know what you could do to them? You could tell them to kick rocks. Not today. We're not doing this today. You had your 5 minutes. It's done.
I love that. I love the way that you think on regards of the triggers. When it comes to me, it's like, yeah, they cannot hurt me no more. They don't have access to me no more. But the triggers are still there.
Right.
They It's not that I don't get triggered easily. It's the way that somewhere I have it in my notes where I call
And
it
I'm
differently.
opposite. I'm
I call
opposite.
it differently.
I
I
get with
call
you.
the triggers for me is we just handle things differently. People with trauma handle things differently than quote unquote normal people, you know?
Depending on the trauma, what it was.
Correct. Depending on the trauma, because you could have the same trauma that I have. That doesn't mean that you will react the same way that I will react. I will react
Right.
more intensely than you, or vice versa. So it all depends on the trauma, but as well, I believe that triggers do not go away. They always stay there. It's kind of like grief. Grief doesn't leave. You just learn how to coexist with it. So
Right.
when it comes with triggers, I feel like it's just learning how to coexist with the triggers and finding a way of having communication with those you have relationship with. So
Right.
you could have a communication in the sense of this triggers me, this that you're doing right here, it triggers me, and I will prefer if you don't do it again.
Right.
But
Right.
then you
Right.
have these relationship where if you tell somebody this triggers me, they feel offensive, they feel like you're taking away something of their personality. So just like you want people to understand your triggers, you got to understand how your triggers affect someone else.
Right. Right.
So that's some awareness I
That
just wanted to
I
throw out,
can I can
spit out
resonate
there.
with that so much because I've had that thought recently of remember I've been very honest with my personality disorder. I don't know why I'm being emotional. Maybe this is triggering me. And I put makeup on for everybody today.
You have the
Uh,
right. You have the right. You have the right.
um,
That's what makes us human, remember? From our
right,
previous show.
right, you're right.
We're just humans.
It's just very triggering.
Oh,
you know, in doing these topics too, because we not only try to help other people, we help heal each other and
yes.
ourselves alone, separately.
Yes.
We give each other tools and we are giving y'all tools too because we love our family, we love our audience.
Whatever tools we learn, we're sharing it with everybody that is willing to
Accept
use
them
them and
and
accept them
receive, right?
and heal.
And Juju, you know what? I'm done crying here. You
Okay,
got me
baby.
crying on this side with the water words.
Okay.
Could we
Okay,
do
well
some
be
comments? Because they going off over here. And let's
okay, because
let's shift this to the positive.
I know you have a beautiful poem that I would love for you to share with
She
everyone.
just blew me up.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put you on the spot because you know how I am. That's how I am. She had. I'm sorry, audience. She has a beautiful poem she should share. I'm just throwing it out there because I shared mine.
Okay, let's show our people some love. And I will. I'll be happy to.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm just
So let's get into it. Um, Rocky, what? Honestly, for me personally, I deal with triggers from way back in the day. I try and find a different way to react to them. Does not does not always work, but we are all human. No, it doesn't always work, but you just find new ways. That's all. If that
Yeah,
ain't work, let's try this until you, I guess, come with peace with it. I guess, right? Death, remind yourself to all those wonderful things, but death, don't forget to forgive yourself.
that is
That
true.
is trust and forgiveness is going to be a very big part in the next few
Or
moments.
mainly of the self. You, yeah, of others, but of yourself. The self. The self.
Amen. Amen. Keyword not anymore. What? Hashtag that. I need to be a hashtag.
Hashtag not anymore.
Right? I'm saying though. I'm saying. I love you too, Brit Brat. Big heart.
A great way to work through your triggers is rain. Oh, yes. Recognize how you feel,
My
accept how you
mantra.
feel, investigate why you feel that way, and
Hmm.
not identify yourself from that feeling.
Yes.
Thank you,
Separate
Brittany.
yourself.
Thank you for reminding me of the rain method.
That's how I do
That
my.
has slipped my head. I love that. I love that.
I
Thank you.
use rain method, and I also do sound. So I do a lot of sound baths and mantras. I listen to a lot of mantras and like meditations. Listen, people make fun of meditation, but if you could teach your child from even inside your belly how to meditate, let me tell you, your life will be that much more better. Because these kids, the moment they see me going, they know, don't say a word. She's in her
My
moment.
kids know they respect my meditation. They're not into they're into everything else. Just not they don't they got ADHD, so they are not very fond of just sitting in somewhere for more than 5 minutes
So you
without
gotta
doing anything.
find. That's a good thing. I'm glad you brought that up. You know what I mean? I've gotten that question before. My youngest, my well, she's not my youngest. I keep calling her my youngest. My second to youngest. um, she is too as well, and I have to find every day different ways how to entertain her, how to bring her from 10 to like maybe a 3, because I don't want her to be all the way down. She's a kid. She's 6 years old.
Mhm.
She's 6 years old. Yes, she has a high.
6 years old got to be jumping off the walls.
Right. But even as a 6 year old, she has triggers as well. All of my children do.
Oh,
You know what I mean? All of them do.
either because
Maybe
it
not
has
the
been
baby.
passed down behaviors or it just
Right,
because of whatever trauma weight they have experienced
right.
with whoever
Life.
they have been being
Right,
taken care of at the moment.
right. Just in life in general. And even myself. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I was taught that. I was taught yoga, but I wasn't taught you do this because you get this result. You become a more, I don't want to say wholesome person, but you learn how to deal with your emotions more. You know how to think a little bit better. And thank God I was into sports. I want to say sports or not. If you're into sports, please get into them. Please get your children into them. Teach them strategy and how to not only think quickly and swiftly, but how to operate with other people. Use everybody as a team because you can't do nothing by yourself.
That's true. You always you not
You need
always, but
no.
you're allowed to need help and you're allowed to ask for help.
Amen. And it's okay if somebody tells you no,
Yes, that's true.
because
Because
some
not
people
everybody's
really don't
available.
and don't know how to,
That's
or
true.
they just don't understand what you're going
They
through.
don't have the capacity, the capability, or the intellectual to know what to do at the moment.
Right.
That's fine with that.
And it could
That's
be
nothing
offensive.
against you. That's nothing against you. That's nothing against nothing. It's just a fact.
Right. 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 And right. Six going on 20s. This girl, my daughter, the things she says about life, I swear, she says that. she was a floating baby angel with God before she came to me. That's what she tells me all the time.
That's
And
beautiful.
and she says that about my youngest too as well, Moon. And I'm like, "Really? You remember being with God?" She's like, "Yeah, I used to fly around and he was always so happy and it was no different. I was still, getting into trouble, but I was a little girl. And I stood a little girl until I came here."
That's beautiful.
It made me feel good because it makes you think about being a kid again.
Okay,
It
that's
makes you think about how simple life was
hmm.
before all of this. You know what I mean? I think that's another piece I want to give to people. Find yourself before all of this, help them through the trigger, help them through that relationship, help them gain a relationship with you and your higher self so that you all can move forward.
Yes,
And now my poem, right?
yes, yes. Because if not, I will say whatever. This little information, this little message that I want to give the audience before
Oh,
we
I
go
still
to
want that
our
message,
segment.
girlfriend. You know I love those downloads.
Go ahead, do your poem, boo. Do your poem.
Okay, guys. So this is a Mandy original. No one has ever really heard anything I've ever written besides one of my angels who is now passed. So I'm happy to share it with you guys. Okay. So if I'm looking down, it's because I didn't memorize it. Trigger shot to the relationships I knew weren't good for me, for they created a beast inside me. I didn't understand that I needed to love myself. Through my trauma, I became my own trigger. I destroyed the relationship with myself. Trigger here, trigger there. This ain't no Dr. Seuss, but I've always been that black cat. Seen but not heard, loved with no passion, forever a representation of someone's assumptions of me, but never understanding what it takes to be me every single day. So, trigger me? I'm your trigger? Really? Have you no love in your heart? Have you no compassion? Are you blind or do you just ignore your own triggers? Now, please tell me, what relationship is worth you?
I love that.
Mm.
That is deep.
Thank
Ooh,
you.
deep.
Thank you so much.
Ah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's not as gonna. Mine is not as beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, mine is not as deep. Mine is just a little message that I scrabbled, and I did not memorize it either. I just is
We
the
getting
moment that
downloads on live. It's okay.
it's
Okay,
kind of
God,
like
come on with it.
the moment that trigger hits you, it takes you right back to where it all happened. You know, it doesn't matter if the trauma was 5 months, 2 years, 10 or 20 or more. But we are winners and we
Mm,
should celebrate our triumphs. You know, yes, we had traumas and been through difficult times and developed some triggers along our journey, but all that means is that we are survivors and we are winners. Okay?
mm.
Celebrate yourselves for all the lessons that you have learned and gained, for the wisdom and the skills that you have gained throughout the relationship situations that you have had. Celebrate your triumphs. Never forget that. Even if it's little, celebrate them. Always celebrate them.
You always remind me of that every day. I swear.
Yeah.
You really do. And I pass it on to everybody else because it's so true. You matter. Your feelings
Yes.
matter. Your love matters. The world needs you. They need a person like you. They need your word. They need what you've been through.
Every
And
single person, bad or good, has a purpose in this world.
right, give your story, but from your perspective. Give it so that it's like your testimony. There's many testaments in the Bible, right? People love the Bible. Make your own Bible because the Bible. I'm sorry, I know people not religious. They gonna hate me for this, but the Bible was put together from a whole bunch of other things that happen in this world. Make your own mantra. Make your own peace. Be your own best friend. And when you're having a trigger moment, just be like, listen, that's what's happening right now. and I really need to exit stage left and go find a cookie or something. Count to 10, do some go find Mandee or Juju, do
Yup.
something.
Just hit us up and be like, yo, I think I'm whatever it is. Just hit us up 5 minutes, something, whatever. We're available.
Oh, girl, I
All
got
right. Well, let's go to a short break before we go to our segment, and then we could come back to interact with our audience. Ooh, love you,
we love you
Raquel.
guys. Big
All
heart.
right. We'll be right back.
Thanks for watching the Breakthrough Show Network. Today, we'd like to support our friend over at Nail Beauty by Brittany. Purchase your custom press-on Reiki-infused nails by visiting nailbeautybybrittany.com. And now, back to the show.
Don't forget,
All right.
10% off if you use the code Juju. Okay, so let's
Go
go to
get
our
fabulous.
segment. Woo, I want a segment. Small
Ooh,
business shout out, shout out,
you
shout
know
out,
I love
shout
my
out.
people. Everybody know
Woo.
Ugly Pretty Tick is about the small businesses, and I don't care what you selling. You got a dream, you have an idea, honey, please come to us with it because we would love to shout you out. So if you know anybody that has a small business that you don't see on our screen, we want to get them on our screen. Please send us um, their link so we could check them out and we can have a conversation with them or you. And until
Let's
then,
promote. Let's promote. And we're
follow
all
the
about
divine
promoting and
soul.
helping small
Yeah,
businesses out there. And
yeah.
don't forget
We
to
gotta
check
help
out
each
these
other.
divine souls: Lady Rock, Skin by Deej, Queen Bee Hustle, Ugly Pretty Chick, and Gold Divas Jewelry Boutique. And coming
Yes,
soon,
many more.
theaters
Trust
near
me,
you.
I'm working on.
Juju's book is coming soon. So,
What, Juju? Hold on. This is a break the internet moment. You gonna do this with only 5 minutes left? Are you nuts? Hold on. You got a book coming out. T, honey, T,
yes,
T.
yes, I
You
have
got
a
2 minutes. Let's go.
book. It's a therapy journal. Is giving the tools that I have learned to help others with those tools.
So, is it like a book that we would be reading, like about your life, things you've been through, or
No,
like,
no, no, no. It's just
no?
tools that I have learned, tools that I have down, like you call them downloads that I have gotten. Kind of
Okay,
like, like the way I started the show with my
like a
triggers. Things like,
workbook.
yes, things like that are going to be there. Questions will be there, things to help
And
you
will we
out in
to
the
write
journey.
and stuff in it?
It's a possibility. I'm thinking about it.
So since you had to let the cat out of the bag, I guess I'm
I
forced
needed it.
to.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I needed to let
It's
it. I
okay,
needed to
cause
tell
I'm
my
about to drop
peoples.
a dime on everybody too.
Oh
I
yeah, go
gotta
ahead, do
surprise
it. Drop it like it's hot.
too. Boom. Well, I can't do it on here because it's not that type of time. But I would like to introduce just the idea because I'm working on all the details right now. I am actually putting together a Zoom home, and it's going to be like a healing Zoom where we're going to do meditations. We're going to have group sessions. We'll have individual sessions. We will go through, because I'm not a therapist, I'm not licensed to anything, but I am licensed by my God to heal people. Okay, and to help them get through things. And I have wonderful speakers that will be speaking. I will be having a party, a Zoom party, to introduce my project to everybody. So I
I
don't
know.
want to
I
say
can't
too
wait.
much.
These I know. I
Yes,
can't wait. Wait, wait. We can't wait. We can't wait. We
yes.
can't wait.
Yes, Juju, of course, will be one of my guest speakers. I am also gonna have at least two or three other guest speakers, guys, to introduce the work that I've been doing with them and the work that hopefully in the future I could be doing with all of you and anyone else who needs the help. Juju is a part of the project. She just doesn't want to say it. But we are in for a new journey and we're so excited to share it with you guys. And thank you
Yes.
guys. Thank
The
you so
more
much
we
for
evolve, that means
sharing.
our audience evolve. Everybody evolves. The
Yes.
more
Now
knowledge we have, the more
we
knowledge
could
we give.
we could all be family now on Zoom because we don't have to just be like this. We could talk
Raquel
to each
said that
other.
invite. She said, send that invite. Send that invite.
Yes, I have a whole list, girl. I have a whole guest list. We don't have a COVID restriction on Zoom.
Ooh,
We can have a party. But
okay.
thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. Like, we love your guys' support. Remember, like, share, subscribe, go on to all of our social medias. Make sure you follow our friends and all our small businesses that we do have. Make sure you watch for that invite. And if you want to get on the list, please DM me. I would love to have you there. If you want to be a speaker, I would love that even more. If I've had any impact on your life, if I've helped you in any way, if you just want to give a few words about me, I would love to have you speak. It's going to be a great time.
There's anything that y'all would like to share, feel free to share. We're all here to share and
And
help.
remember, triggers, triggers, they're they gonna be there. They're like a shadow. They're gonna be there. But we physical, we here. You matter. And
Yes.
don't forget to join us every other Thursday now. Second and fourth Thursdays of every month at 12 p.m. And come hang out with your girls, Juju and Mandee. Learn something, heal something, laugh at something. Tell your friends, tell your father, tell your mother, tell the world. Share it, spread love, and always, guys, please remember to always put love back into your heart, back into your speech, and back into your mind. And Miss Juju,
Well, I will, before I say my exit, I would like to let the audience to remember that we also have other shows, Spirit Sessions on Sundays, Divine DNA on Wednesdays. You know, the rest of the shows is, on hold right now. I feel like there's other shows still there. The point is that, don't
we're
forget to
growing,
comment.
guys. We're
We're just
growing, we're evolving, and we're getting bigger, and everybody and the network is just getting bigger and evolving. And there's so many new things happening. Just stay tuned, guys, for all
There's
the
so
fun.
many other shows that y'all could entertain yourself throughout your days, not just us. Of course, we're your
Divine
favorites.
DNA as well.
We're your
Please go
favorites, so
check out
don't.
the King's Court. They are
Yes.
funny. They are.
Ooh,
They talk about
yes.
real topics too, but they just throw that realness in it. Like I just love. It's such a joy. And pretty soon they're also going to be having the kings and the queens. So
Oh,
that's going to be
yes. I
fun.
can't wait. And I can't wait
Hmm.
for Project Joy to come back from
Me too.
vacation.
Please,
We
I
miss
need her.
you. But before we leave, always remember, deep breath in, deep breath out. And that's how you truly begin the process of learning in silence. Don't forget to tune in until next week. We love ya.
But you
Bye.